Hey everybody, my name is Tom Coyle. So I like to take things from a measured, apolitical viewpoint to understand what's going on. So I'm going to talk about gas prices, inflation, supply chain issues, and what's going on. If you're the person who just wants to understand a problem and not just point fingers at people, this is the video for you. Who am I? I'm kind of a middle of the ground person. There's things the Republican Party does that I like, and there's things the Democratic Party does that I like. There are, wait for it, things Donald Trump did in his administration that I like, and there are certain things I find despicable. Likewise, with Joe Biden right here, there are certain things that I think he's doing a good job on, and there's things he's doing an abysmal job on. And pretty much every president in my lifetime has done something I like, at least one thing I like, and at least one thing I don't like. So this is who I am. I'm not here to sit there and say, I'm this party, that party is bad. That's what gets us into these problems in the first place. So trying to get reasonable thinking people, and I'm hoping there's a few here who want to have reasonable discussions to understand what is going on. Because often we give presidents too much credit or blame for things they really don't influence. But again, that does come with the territory. You are president, you have to own this. So first, a little bit of an anecdote to kind of convey this understanding of presidents and the economy. Bill Maher, during one of his talk shows, he was saying, in the 1990s, Bill was driving the economy. Bill was creating innovation. Bill was reducing unemployment. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking about Bill Gates, not Bill Clinton. And he used Bill Gates to personify the tech industry. That it wasn't Bill Clinton, is that there was actual economic drivers of growth. And he's talking about this during the Bush administration, because people were talking about the Bush economy, the recession, and it was like, there's no drivers of economic growth, and there has to be drivers of economic growth for the economy to grow. And that's what he was trying to make. And this is what's going on now. A lot of issues are supply and demand. And here's the ironic thing. For those of you who are on the crowd of saying, oh, Donald Trump created a great economy. Well, wait. Donald Trump creates the economy? Isn't that a central planning model, i.e. socialism? That's what socialism is. Socialism is the state controlling the means of production. So if Donald Trump is making all these things happen, are you saying he's controlling the means of production? No, because that our country doesn't operate that way. It doesn't matter if it's Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, you go on down the line, we are not a centrally planned economy. And the economy has more to do with what the private sector is doing than anything a president does. Even right now, with everything going on, if you have the right skills, there's never been a better time to find a job. Companies are hiring and they're offering some really good pay. Just like the housing market was a seller's market the last couple of years, this job market is a job seeker's market, despite everything going on. So, what is going on? Okay, oil. Let's start with that. 2020, January. Saudi Arabia is pissed that Russia is sending weapons to Iran, Saudi Arabia's arch enemy. So what does Saudi Arabia do? They flood the oil market with supply, greatly reducing oil prices. And the whole goal was to screw up Russia's oil economy. Send the message to Russia. They had every intention of ratcheting back that supply, but then COVID happened. The world economy shut down. People weren't driving, people weren't going anywhere. Gas prices dropped. That's what happened. People weren't driving. And if you were watching CNBC, again, this idea of, watching people who are apolitical, if you watch CNBC or Fox Business, since April 2020, the talking heads were talking about when this is over, we're going to be facing supply chain issues and hyperinflation. At some point, we were going to have to pay the bill between the Fed printing money to help people who have been hurt by this pandemic, as well as just the supply chains being shut down. You can't just flip a switch and turn everything back on. You don't know when the pandemic's going to end. And that's what we have. 2021, the economy starts to open up. People are driving more. People going back to work now. Companies want people back in the office. This is starting to happen, and it's been accelerating then. People are driving more. The supply chains have to catch up. You can't just flip a switch, everything's back on. Take oil. You have to drill the oil. You have to transport the oil to a refinement facility. You have to get it refined. You have to get transported back. Go bit all the pump. That's a whole moving process. I'm simplifying it here, but there's lots of moving pieces that happen. The other thing about the oil industry is while the United States still remains the world's largest oil producer and has been so since Barack Obama, we don't dominate the market. The OPEC countries have a say in the overall oil market. What happens in Iraq or Iran, Saudi Arabia, Venezuela does impact the broader oil market. And the OPEC countries, who offer nothing else of economic value, they are in no hurry to increase pumping supply because, well, I mean, even General Motors this past Super Bowl was having an ad on electric vehicles. They're not in a hurry to help us out, especially like we see the writing on the wall. You guys are getting out of this oil business thing. We better take what we can when we can. And that's what they're doing. They're doing all this now. So now, here's what's also going on. And like even domestically, the oil companies, they're trying to increase capacity. Right now, they are not fully drilling on the lands they are authorized to drill on. They don't have enough people. They're trying to get the equipment. They have to, again, this whole supply, you can't just flip a switch and everything happens instantaneously. There's a process, trying to get people back in, bring the drilling equipment back on site. All this stuff has to happen. So we're not even fully drilling domestic. We're trying to ramp it up. They're trying to ramp it up, but it's taking a while. Just like supply chains, everything's taking a while. So that means no matter who won 2020, you're dealing with inflation and increased gas prices. And that's what's going on here. Now, there's things presidents can do better. Like if Joe Biden did a few things better, gas might be a little bit cheaper than it is now. Or if Donald Trump was president, he could do things to make it a little bit cheaper than it is now. But what's driving this train is simple macroeconomics. Hey, thanks for sticking around. Got any questions? Would love to engage. Take care.